Amended Public Curators Act expected to go before Parliament soon. Departmental heads visit Institute of Public Administration. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister highlights importance of preserving culture.
This is NBC Papua New Guinea National News.
Good evening, I'm Antonia Singut. Stricter penalties are among changes that have been made to the Public Curators Act 1952. And the Office of Public Curator and Official Trustee hopes the amendments will be tabled in the next Parliament session for approval. Public Curator and Official Trustee Jacob Popuna says the Act is outdated and the changes, if approved in Parliament, will allow the office to better serve Papua New Guineans in dealing with matters of the deceased. Popuna says the increase in fines that have been included in the amended Act will ensure individuals and organisations comply in disclosing information in regard to assets owned by deceased individuals to allow the office to process cases more efficiently.
Well, currently, when a disclosure notice is given for someone to disclose what they've been doing with deceased matters like the banks or lands, our Act does not provide for a provision for penalty. Or the one there is 200 kina. But in the amended Act, we're putting that to 10,000 kina. 5,000 kina for individuals, 10,000 kina for corporations. Failing, individuals go to jail for 2 years. So that will now give us the authority and the power and the teeth to drive it forward. So people are going to, as soon as we give our notice, like the companies and other authorities are giving actions and the Act, ours will be that hopefully by October 25th, our matter will be before Parliament.
Secretaries of Government Departments and Chairman of the Governing Council of the PNG Institute of Public Administration toured the Institute today. The tour was to determine whether the learning materials and facilities at the Institute of Public Administration are up to standard to empower PNG public servants. In a long-term partnership between the Government of PNG and Australia, the Australian Government is looking at developing IPA's infrastructure and the Institute curriculum. Jacqueline Yalla with this report.
The Government Department Secretaries, led by the Secretary for the Department of Personnel Management, John Cully, and Australian High Commission, Minister Councillor Rod Hilton, were briefed by the Director for the Institute of Public Administration, Angori Wewerang, before taking the tour. The tour started at the ICT lab, which at that time was filled with students undertaking Diploma in Public Administration. The team also visited IPA's medical clinic and other classrooms, which were also filled with students studying different courses. Some of them are students taking Diploma in Good Governance, which is being facilitated by the Department of Personnel Management. The team found out that there are significant improvements in the quality of education offered. The Canberra University of Technology is also providing much of the training at the Institute, particularly in leadership and good governance. Under the agreement between both countries, a total of 1,100 PNG public servants have successfully completed the courses.
But the most exciting thing to me is that this partnership allows the start of a conversation. It's a start of a conversation among you and the future generation, the future leaders of Papua New Guinea, about where you would like to take your country.
The students will also have access to further their education at the University of Papua New Guinea after completing their studies. They were urged to carry out their responsibilities in delivering services while representing the government in their districts and provinces.
Because ownership is determined by leadership, that means public service must be owned by the leaders who are seated here. You're going to take ownership of service delivery, and the only way you're going to do that is to show the courage, show the determination, show the inspiration of people around you who are going to stand up and say, well, there is a true leader. There is a person who's able to change and make change and manage change.
Jacqueline Yala, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Tobias Kulang says culture is an identity, and cultural shows such as the Goroka Show is an avenue where younger generations can learn and keep these important traditions alive. Speaking at the opening of the show last Thursday, Minister Kulang said it is important to maintain cultures so as not to lose one's identity. Eastern Highlands Governor Julie Soso acknowledged all visitors and locals who attended the recent 60th annual Goroka Show. Jehabakia reports.
As is usual in such shows, the 60th Goroka Show lived up to expectations. Sing-sing groups from all over the highlands, including other regions of Papua New Guinea, showcased their culture and traditions through their performances. Many different traditional items were also on display and sale. People from all over the country had their traditional wares on sale for the visiting public who came to witness the show.
All parades mikam salim long gorgoso mi blo asaro na mi kisimo display madmen and mixing kam lo so mi like sarim na mi karim kam inside.
Some came from as far as the Chambri Lakes in the East Sepik province to sell their traditional items.
Mi blo East Sepik the Chambri Lakes mi kam lo gorgoso lo sarim or artifacts blo mi say walking.
In his opening remarks, Minister Kulang emphasized on the importance of culture and the need to maintain it in our societies. He pointed out the fact that culture acts as a guide and is an identity for different groups of people.
Culture is important in Papua New Guinea. Suppose you don't look the culture of you don't say meeting. You don't say one up, you become them. Oh, you be stuck today, not tomorrow, but you will one up. Oh, you be four. You be treat about also the culture is important. And we give you your identity. And we give you some like a million. And we talk some one of you come to him. Now you stop also one of them. Tomorrow by you also one of them.
An elated Governor Julius also said the culture and attitude of Eastern Highlanders tended to attract people from all over the globe to this annual show. As the provincial head, she welcomed everyone who attended.
Eastern Highlands, passing Blayumi, culture Blayumi, and we start bringing plenty man the world and become the Eastern Highlands. Also, I like to thank you, Eastern Highlands people. You may all get taken Hamamasosan inside long one year, long same time. You miss our celebrating show. Now show Blomipla. And now number 60 show, 6 to 10 show. That's how all Goroka show is.
The show ran for 4 days from the 15th to the 18th of September 2016. It can also be noted that the annual Goroka show has been ongoing before PNG gained independence. Joe Bakia, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The Office of the Public Curator and Official Trustee of PNG plans on setting up provincial offices to improve its service. It currently has only 4 regional offices throughout the country, with its head office in the National Capital District. The office serves as a temporary custodian of assets owned by deceased individuals who have no written will and determines the rightful next of kin before the assets are transferred into their possession. Public Curator and Official Trustee Jacob Popuna says decentralizing the office will allow staff to quickly identify and transfer assets and entitlements owned by the deceased to the correct next of kin. Gregory Avira reports.
The Office of the Public Curator and Official Trustee of Papua New Guinea has, over the past couple of years, increased its staff numbers. From an initial 36, the staff number has grown to 65 at present. Increasing the numbers and providing staff training are strategies undertaken with the aim of opening offices in each province by next year. Public Curator and Official Trustee Jacob Popuna says many Papua New Guineans are not used to writing a will while they are still alive. He says this makes the role of the office important as it ensures entitlements and assets left behind are handed over to the correct next of kin.
Most Papua New Guineans didn't own much wealth, but these days they own so much wealth and they're passing away. So we have to deal with it to distribute it properly. So it's very critical, and this office is very critical.
As many Papua New Guineans are not used to having written wills, there are many instances where disputes amongst families occur over entitlements and assets, most of which Mr. Popuna believes do not need to be taken to court but can be dealt with by the public curator and official trustee. He believes the plan to have this service brought right down to the provincial level will benefit many and cut down the time needed in processing cases.
So we're trying to decentralize to all the regions so that if the provincial governments can help us, we will appoint officers in all the provinces so that they can deal directly with the people and we can communicate.
Mr. Popuna says staff training and creating more awareness on the role of the office will continue as they work towards achieving the objectives of the office. Gregory Avira, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The PNG Fire Service at Boroko in the nation's capital has admitted it is not capable of attending to fire incidents. NCD Fire Brigade Acting Chief Superintendent Kila Koiro told NBC National News today that their fire truck has developed mechanical problems. Koiro made this known following a fire incident that occurred on the night of the 41st Independence anniversary. About 5 families are now homeless after the fire completely gutted their homes. The tenants claim their house could have been saved if the Boroko Fire Service had responded to their call. Sheila Malkin reports.
The residents there are now calling on the government to fund responsible authorities who deals with fire hazards. Mr. Koiro confirmed receiving the call during that night.
Actually, the call was received through Boroko Fire Station. That's our comm center. That's the main comm center. We raised the alarm to Moresby Fire Station and also Wageni Fire Station, and they both responded.
However, due to mechanical problem, the nearest fire service could not assist. This was one of the major challenges faced by the fire service.
But looking at the distance, I know that was the issue there that we can really talk about. Firemen were there, but not only that, but the structure itself is also like it's an old structure, and within the 8 minutes it goes down so fast, so quick. So what we have to do was to protect the other exposures from a fire disaster.
They are now working around the clock to have the truck back on the road.
We fitted the part on yesterday, and there was a fully run test on the road. Again, there was another problem just arise from it's a computerized, and it has to tell you from the dashboard that something is wrong. So it stopped on the roadside. We got it up again, and now it's at the station. We're waiting for the mechanic to come and just to clarify everything that it can be roadworthy, so we can use it.
Meanwhile, back to Tanatana Street, it's been almost 5 days since the fire. Makeshift tents have already been put up for these families to take shelter. Sheila Malkin, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Meanwhile, the Boroko Fire Station Commander Superintendent Leo Ovia has confirmed that they have identified the problems with the fire truck and work will be carried out to rectify the issue.
This truck is a computerized one. It's a sensitive operating part of it is very sensitive to how to operate it. Okay, recently it has been down for 2 months, awaiting arrival of parts. The main cause of the vehicle being bogged down was that because it didn't, the starter motor has to be ordered from overseas. We didn't have this type of starter motor in country, so it has to be ordered from overseas. So finally it has arrived. Mechanics fitted it, but because it's a sensitive vehicle, it also sensed some problems. So the mechanics working on it to get it fixed.
We now look at the weather preview with James.
Thanks, Antonia. A quick look at your weather. Some centres will have fine weather, whilst others will experience a shower or two and thunder showers. Join me later in the bulletin for all your weather details. Antonia.
Thank you, James. Coming up after the break, former high school teacher partners with Education Department to supply school materials, and Evangelical Church of Papua New Guinea holds 5th biannual conference. Stay with us on NBC National News.